Hey guys, Ryan here. I'm going to be talking about a really, really cool new saber. Um, this saber is the first heavy grade 7/8 inch blade saber that I've made, and it's a Shinai Saber. Let's see, woo! Have all the ornaments on it for Shinai just to give it that look. Also, kind of helps keep the blade in there. Not that this blade is going anywhere. The pipe that I used was actually, I'd say, 2/10 of an inch, maybe a tenth of an inch too tight for the blade itself. So I actually had to sand down the blade a little bit to get it to fit inside of here, and then I hammered it in as well to really get it to fit inside of here. So there are two retention screws that do hold it down. One here, and one here. Or excuse me, no, that's the LED retention screw. That's the blade retention screw. So we have two, one here, one there, that are holding down this saber. But that's really more for added benefit. And then you also have this that's also keeping it in because that's pretty tight on there. The string here is pretty tight. So that blade is not going anywhere. Tips are not flying off with this. That blade is not going anywhere in this saber. That it is fused to this saber. There is no way to get this blade out, I think, because remember I used a hammer to get it in. For future 7/8 inch saber builds, I'm going to use a slightly larger inner diameter. I think this was a .7 or .8865 or 8.7 or .87 like 0 instead of .875, or I need a little bit larger than that. Where I did get the other ones, and I think the difference was the thickness of the wall of the pipe was this is I'm totally spacing right now. I think this was like .061, where the one I need is a .058. So that difference there was significant enough where a blade will fit in or not. About these blades, these are the ones from Shady. These are the 7/8 inch thick wall blades. I picked up two 36 inch, a 32 inch, and a 30 inch from him. So I'm going to experiment around with those a little bit. The light on them is really great, and durability is really great as well. One thing I noticed about them, they're not as light as I thought they would be. My Vader's Vault 36 inch thick wall, it comes in at 240-ish grams, and I thought these would be significantly lighter. So this is a 36 inch 7/8 wall, 7/8 inch blade. These are 221 grams for the 36 inch one. So not significantly lighter than I expected it to be. Durability, bend, and everything is about the same as the other one. I think it's a little more rigid, actually. But that, again, that could just because I have this on here. All the decorations on here are from an actual Shinai. I stripped down a 38 Shinai. 38 is the size. It's a like a high schooler size Shinai. So these are all real ornaments here. This is a real Sukagawa. We got Subadome. So that's all real. 12 millimeter illuminated AV switch. We have in here a 20 mil high bass speaker. It's high bass, or maybe it's just 20 mil speaker, whatever they sell on TCSS. Kill key. I have a Nano Biscotti 3 with 18650 battery. And a Cree LED, red, white. Although something happened when I was putting the chassis in here where the flash on clash is not working. The sound works for it, but the lighting doesn't. I think I may have bumped a wire loose or something. It was working before I put it in, but because the chassis, again, because of the slightly smaller inner diameter, I think that the chassis is not coming out of there unless I'm going to damage something taking it out. When I did put it in for the first time, the speaker wires came off. And so taking that out to put those back on was an absolute pain in the ass. Weight-wise, this saber comes in at 502 grams. That's with everything you see here. This is 502 grams, which is actually lighter than a tournament-legal Shinai for an adult. Should be right here. This one's 540 grams. Minimum weight requirements for a 39 Shinai for an adult competitor is 520 grams. So it's actually lighter than that. Balance point on on this Shinai, this is just a standard practice Shinai, is right about there. So you can see about, what, 6-7 inches from the Tsubadome right there. Balance point on this saber, right about, oh gosh, if I can find it, right about there, about 4 inches. Oh geez, there it goes. Not so great at this hole. 4 inches from the Tsubadome. I'd like to actually put a little counterweight in the back here. I'm still figuring out the best way to do that, just to kind of bring that more right to the Tsuba part here. But that's currently where it's sitting right now. One thing I really do like about this design is there's no exposed metal really, except for the AV switch and a little bit right there. Which basically means you could, for future ones, I want to etch the pipe inside, just make it, a beautiful design, and then you throw this over, and you kind of that idea of, a maker's mark. A maker for a sword would stamp with their name or something like that. You never see it unless you take off the wrapping. You kind of want that same idea. Also, it's protecting my gloves when I fight from being cut up by metal. Protects other people's sabers. This is a normal Tsuba right here, so this is plastic. I'm not going to be dinging up someone else's saber. Their Tsuba could ding this up a little bit, but this is easily replaceable. Once this gets all dirty, I can just replace it. It comes off very easily. The AV switch is not held in by glue or a ring. Rather, I took the Tsuka here, and I folded it into the hole and then hammered the AV switch down into it. And so you really need to use pliers or a flathead screwdriver and pry that up to get it out. So it is in there extremely tight. It is not coming out there. So, which I really do like that, because then you can just pull this, or excuse me, you pull this, pull out the Tsuka leather that's in there, push it back down with that leather above, and then you slide off this and slide on a new one. So you can make the saber look brand new again. Nothing to catch your hands on really, which again I like, especially for fighting. Nothing to cut up with, nothing to get your fingers pinched in at all. You can see how thin that saber is. I mean, there's my finger, my thumb next to it, absolutely ridiculously thin. And I'll compare it. Here's a MHS version 1 thickness hilt next to it, and you can see the size difference there. Both of these are running the same board. This actually has a bigger battery than this, which is crazy. This is far louder because it has a 28mm in it than this. Yeah, that just shows you, and you can see the same size Tsubas on here. I am having a metal Tsuba made for this one, but for now we're just using a Kendo one. Here's my previous 1-inch Shinai Saber version right here. And this one doesn't have any sounds. This is the super deep socketed one. The 9.5-inch blade socket sits down to here. This is simply a turnkey activation. Run that amber. It was interesting last night. I had this on for quite a while, and the amber turned to green. So I don't know what that was all about, but maybe I was starting to go more light side. God forbid. Here's a size comparison to one of the largest sabers right now for loud and standard combat, which is the Ronin. Oh gosh. So there is a length comparison to the Ronin hilt. The Ronin is a little bit larger, or a little bit longer. And a little bit thicker. Now the Ronin does have this flared out pommel right there. So maybe there's a way I can show you. I'll take off the bottom section here so you can see that's the true difference in size between the two right there. Ronin again is far louder, just because we're running that much larger speaker in there. Okay, well, without further ado, let's turn this bad boy on. So, Gilkey? You're gonna like this custom sound font that Shameem made for me a very, very, very long time ago. It's the Kappes sound font. So there she is. She has full sound. Got that nice red throughout the blade there. Now, kind of like this, if you notice, and it might be a little bit hard to see, but the Tsuba actually kind of lights up a little bit. I was thinking about getting a transparent one to see if that would light up a little bit more, and I think that would just look really cool, actually. So that's the Kappes sound font. Now you can see there's no white clash. So something happened with the white LED. I'm not too concerned about it. If I do build it, these for people who want them, that will definitely be addressed. But I am no master builder. So the other sound font I have on this Saber. Oh yeah, Wampa Stompa. One more time, I'm going to play the Kappes font there. Just got that Darth Vader, love it. So Shameem, and I'm totally honored, he took sound bites from my fights to make those screams, those key eyes. Listen. That's just so cool. So cool. Well, that is the see a little red illuminated right there. That is the new Reto Seba. These are, I'm calling them, means lightsaber in Japanese. So thanks for watching, guys. Happy sabering. Peace.